In this video, we are going to study about equations involving products and quotients. When you multiply this expression, it's not going to be quadratic equation, but we know that a times b when it's equal to 0, a is equal to 0, it's going to be, or b is equal to 0, it must be. One by one, when we check, it's quadratic equation, but when you multiply them, it's going to be fourth degree equation. Since we are using help of the quadratic equation, we are going to study here. Okay, x squared minus 1 times x squared minus 2x minus 8, if it's equal to 0, it means that x squared minus 1 is equal to 0, it must be, or x squared minus 2x minus 8, it must be equal to 0. As I explained before here, if multiplication of two numbers like this is equal to 0, then a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0, it must be. Then the solution methods, as you know, they are different. I'm going to use for this one x squared is equal to 1, then x is equal to plus and minus root of 1 it must be, and x1 is equal to minus root of 1, which is equal to minus 1, and x2 is equal to, or x2 is equal to plus root of 1, which is equal to 1, it's going to be. Okay, the second one, x squared minus 8x, pardon, x squared minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. X squared minus 2x is equal to 0 means we can factorize this one. I can use this form x here and minus 4 and plus 2, because minus 4 plus 2 makes minus 2, and minus 4 times 2 makes minus 8. So this is true factorization. Cross we are going to multiply, it's going to be equal to minus 4x, and it's going to be equal to 2x. The sum is going to give the midterm to us, minus 2x it must be, and if it is minus 2x, which is the midterm here, then this factorization is true if we get the factors like this. Here x minus 4 and x plus 2, it's going to be, which means x minus 2, x squared minus 2x minus 8 is equal to x minus 4 times x plus 2 is equal to 0 going to be. Then x minus 4 is equal to 0, or x plus 2 is equal to 0, it's going to be, here it is 0. So x1, actually it is x3, it's going to be, because x1 and x2 we found, so this is x3 is equal to 4, and x4 is equal to minus 2 is going to be. Okay, here the things, what we found, they are the roots of the fourth degree equation, that's why there are 4 roots here. Okay, the second one here, x cubed minus x squared minus 4x plus 4, a kind of question that we should use grouping method. I can group in two different ways. I can group x cubed and minus x squared, and I can use this one, or I can do this one also. X cubed and minus 4x I can group, like there are two different methods as I said. I can do like x cubed minus 4x, I can group them together, or minus x squared minus 4. If I get minus parentheses, this should be minus x squared becomes plus. Here, this is important, minus times plus minus it makes, and minus times minus it makes plus, and it is here. Okay, it's here, and this one and this one, when we multiply it's going to be plus. Okay, then when we have these terms together, x cubed minus 4x, this two term has common factor again, which is equal to x times x squared minus 4. It's going to be minus x squared minus 4. I forget at the first step also here, also I'm writing it's equal to 0. Then x times, when I get x squared minus 4 parentheses, x squared minus 4 I got and I left at back minus x, then I have minus sign, when you get x squared minus 4 whole here, you need to write here 1, then it's equal to 0. So here x squared minus 4 is equal to 0, or x minus 1 is equal to 0. It's going to be, if x squared minus 4 is equal to 0, x squared is equal to 4, so x is equal to plus or minus root of 4, x1 is equal to minus 2, and x4 is equal to plus 2. It's going to be, if, pardon, x4 I have written here, x2 it should be, and x1 is equal to minus 2, x2 is equal to plus 2, so the third one is x3 is equal to 1 is the answer of, are the answers of the question. Okay, now we have division form here. This division is not going to affect us, only we need to know if there are common roots. We need to eliminate that one, because we have two cases here. X squared minus 3x plus 2 cannot be equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, the function is undefined, and x squared plus 7x minus 8 must be equal to 0, because if a over b is equal to 0, then this implies that a is equal to, let me write them here a bit downward, let me take them down, let me take them down, and this part up, here it is. If a over b is equal to 0, then a is equal to 0, it must be, a is equal to 0, it must be, and this is with and, not with or, b is not equal to 0, it must be. So the thing what I apply here is that one. X squared minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0, so if I factorize this one, x, it's going to be, and minus 2 and minus 1 it must be, so it's equal to minus 2x, and it is equal to minus x, then the sum is equal to minus 2x plus minus x is equal to minus 3x, it's going to be. Then we are going to get the factors x minus 2. I'm going to take directly the factors. I explained this one before, that's why I'm not going to continue. X minus 2 times x minus 1 is not equal to 0. I'm solving this part like I'm solving the equation part, and at the end I'm going to find this one. X minus 2 cannot be equal to 0, and x minus 1 cannot be equal to 0. So x is not equal to 2, or, pardon, and it's going to be x is not equal to 1, it must be. This and word is important, as you understand here in solution. Then the second part I'm going to start. If a over b is equal to 0, a must be equal to 0. So this is equal to 0 when this expression is equal to 0. X squared plus 7x minus 8. If it's equal to 0, x you're going to factorize, and this is going to be plus 8 and minus 1. And the result product, it's going to be minus 8. The sum, it's going to be plus 7. So factorization is true. X times 8 is equal to 8x. X times minus 1 is equal to minus x. The sum is equal to 7x. So this is the midterm here, as you see. Then this factorization is true, it's going to be. Then here we are going to have x plus 8 times x minus 1 is equal to 0, x1 is equal to minus 8, or x2 is equal to 1, it must be. If x1 is equal to minus 8, there is no problem, we can take this one, but here it says that, this part says that this value, I mean for x is equal to 1, we have problem because the denominator is also 0. That's why we should cross this case, and this is not the solution of the equation. So if I write the solution set here, solution set, I need to put only -8 inside the solution. The other term is undefined for us. Okay, the second one with quotient here, x squared minus 5x, I should solve like this normally, x squared minus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0, and x plus 2 is not equal to 0. If I factorize this one, x and x, it's going to be minus 6, and plus 1, it must be minus 6 times plus 1 is equal to minus 6, and x times 1 is equal to x times 1 is equal to x, x times minus 6 is equal to minus 6x, the sum is equal to minus 5x, which is the midterm and true for us, here this one and this one here. So this factorization is true, which means x minus 6 times x plus 1 is going to be equal to 0. So x1 is equal to 6 and x2 is equal to minus 1, it's going to be. Here, when we try this number, x is not equal to minus 2. So x is not equal to minus 2. So when I check these two numbers, they are both not equal to minus 2. That's why these two numbers, they are going to be solution of the question. So the solutions of this question, x is equal to 6 and x is equal to minus 1 going to be. Now on this page we are going to solve these questions, but before solving this question we should bring into quadratic form, or we should add them or subtract them as rational numbers. So if the denominators are different, we are going to make the denominators same, and the method for that one, if you remember, I'm going to write here x plus 4 here and x minus 4 here, cross them, I'm going to multiply, then I'm going to get the denominators and I'm going to multiply this one and this one together. So the first term is going to be equal to x minus 7 times x plus 4. Then the second one is going to be minus with minus sign, x plus 3 times x minus 4 it must be. And the denominator now all over it becomes, and it's equal to x minus 4 times x plus 4, and it's equal to 1. Still it's not quadratic equation form. One by one I'm going to multiply. X times x is equal to x squared, it's going to be x times plus 4, it's equal to plus 4x minus 7x, minus 7 times 4 is equal to minus 7x minus 28, it's going to be. Here I have the minus, I'm going to multiply only inside. X times 3x is equal to x times x is equal to x squared, x times minus 4 is equal to minus 4x, 3 times x is equal to 3x, 3 times minus 4 it's going to be equal to minus 12, and all over again it's going to be x times x. Actually we don't need to multiply this one, because x minus 4 times x plus 4 it can be, then this is going to be equal to 1. And as I told you before, if the other side is not equal to 0, we cannot continue with the numerator is equal to 0, because we said like this, a over b, if it's equal to 0, then a is equal to 0. So we cannot say this number is completely equal to 0 now. And then if I cross multiply this term here, and I'm going to rewrite this part again, x squared plus 4x times plus 4x minus 7x is equal to minus x squared minus 7x, 4x minus 7x is equal to minus 3x, then minus 28 it's going to be. Here it's going to be equal to minus x, that's the y, minus x squared minus x plus x it's going to be, and minus here minus 12, it becomes plus 12, and the answer all down it's going to be equal to, on the other side, sorry, not down, x minus 4 times x plus 4 times 1 it must be. Then I can simplify this x squares, and I got here minus 2x is minus 2x minus 20 plus 12 is equal to 16 minus 16 minus 2x minus 16 is equal to 0. It's going to be. Then on this side I have, pardon, not 0, on the other side I have equal to x squared minus 16 is equal to it's not equal to, and this minus 16 and this minus 16, if you simplify, we will get the last term like this. 0 is equal to x squared plus 2x, or x squared plus 2x is equal to 0. Then if I get x parentheses, x times, because solution method is that one, x times x plus 2, it must be equal to 0. x1 is equal to 0, and x2 is equal to minus 2 it must be. And this question, it's going to be classwork for us. By the way, I need to remind here something. These are both solutions of the equation, and there's no need to check because the denominators are 4n minus 4, so that makes undefined 4n minus 4. That's why these are not 4n minus 4, both of them acceptable. 0 and minus 2 it's going to be.